All right, Tyler Mayo here to teach the hands-free front squat. Okay, this is a great exercise to begin in progression with, because eventually we're going to be able to teach an athlete how to front squat after they've been able to show that they can execute this exercise at a high level. Okay, this is going to demonstrate the ability to develop lower body strength and power. Okay, it allows for more of an upright torso position and a positive shin angle that's going to better replicate the actions that take place in sport, and it can be implemented at all levels and ages with any athlete. Okay, so anytime I'm setting up for a squat, regardless if it's a hands-free squat, a back squat, okay, I want to make sure that this bar is in a good position for me to be able to unrack it. Okay, so make sure the J hooks are adjusted as accordingly. Okay, and that the catches are also at a level to where if you were to fail, okay, you can just drop that bar and you're safe in that way. Okay, and also if I had any weight on the bar, to make sure to use weight collars just to make sure that that's not being dumped off to the side in the case that you were to fail. Okay, so when I approach this bar, okay, the first thing I want to think of is I want to think of this bar shelved right on top of my shoulders, okay, right on my clavicle bone, right on top of that anterior delt. Okay, my arms are locked out, my thumbs are up, my feet are right underneath my hips. When I take the bar out, okay, I want to limit the steps that I'm going to be taking to get on that slant board that I'm about to use. Okay, so the goal should be able to get on top of that slant board in 2 to 3 steps. Okay, right there. My feet are shoulder width apart, my toes are pointed slightly outward. From here, when I descend down, I'm going to think about taking a neutral spine position, keeping my arms locked out, my thumbs up. My hips are going to travel straight down. I'm pushing my knees out. Okay, I'm staying on my heels, working through that full range of motion. Now I'm coming right back up. Okay, this whole time I want a neutral spine angle. Okay, heels are planted on that board, my hamstrings on my calf, and I'm coming back up. Okay, so things to think about while you're doing this and some good coaching cues. Okay, arms locked out, thumbs up, back tight, hamstring on calf at the bottom. Okay, a lot of mistakes you're going to typically see from athletes is that their heels are going to come off the floor. That's why the slant board is incredibly useful for people that lack adequate dorsiflexion ability, and then eventually you can progress to taking the slant board out and then having perform the exercise like that. Okay, and then also what you'll see is an anterior rounding of the shoulders, okay, and getting in that kyphosis position. Okay, a good thing to combat that is just to have them keep their thumbs up, externally rotate their shoulders, and get into a thoracic extension. Okay, so that's the hands-free front squat. Once the athlete has demonstrated an ability to perform the hands-free front squat, okay, at a high level, typically you'll see a 3 to 4 week progression of just working the hands-free front squat. We can then progress into a front squat. Okay, the only difference between a hands-free front squat and the front squat is going to be getting into that front rack position. Okay, so we're looking for the same things when we address the bar, making sure the J hooks are at an appropriate level and that the catches are up in case we fail. All right, now when I'm getting into this front rack position, all right, all I'm going to do is I'm going to curl my wrist underneath and my elbows are going to be parallel with the ground. Okay, typically 2 to 3 fingers. If you can get 4 underneath there, that's great. Okay, that's going to be what we're going to be looking for. All right, elbows again are going to be parallel with the floor, and we're in that front rack position right there. All right, athletes sometimes will have a difficult time getting into this position, whether they've had a previous wrist, elbow, or shoulder injury, or they have tightness in the lats, or whatever anatomical predisposition they have. All right, one way to combat this is to use straps. So all you do is wrap straps around the bar, okay, get underneath it, and we're looking for the same things, okay? I want those elbows parallel with the ground in that front rack position, and then we can execute the movement from there. If, for whatever reason, the athlete is not able to perform the hands-free front squat, whether it's from motor pattern inefficiencies, whether it's from inexperience in the weight room, whether it's muscular imbalances, okay, a great regression we can do and still be able to get the bilateral squatting pattern is just a simple goblet squat. Okay, this can be performed with either a kettlebell or a dumbbell. All right, so same cues that I'm looking for out of a front squat and the hands-free front squat. Okay, so feet are going to be shoulder width apart, toes pointed slightly out. I can still use the slant board to help if I have not adequate ankle mobility like myself. Okay, with this position, it's still loaded anteriorly, so it's in front. Okay, I want to pack my elbows tight, my shoulder blades are down and back, retracting my scapula, and and I'm doing the same thing, okay? My hips are gonna go straight down, I'm pushing my knees out, controlling myself down under a controlled tempo, and then I'm driving through my heels right back up, okay? So that's the goblet squat.